Well, good morning. My name's Rob Whitacre. I'm one of the directors of the American Mission Campaigns. And along with Austin Fowler, we've been working hard to try to find an approach in your neighborhood that will reach the lost. And we have been successful in the last 3 campaigns reaching people in your community. We're trying to share with you some of the tools that we've been using that have been received well at the door. Now remember, contacts are broken down into 3. There's cold, warm, and hot. We're dealing with cold contacts when we come to a campaign area. Last week, we talked about some door knocking approaches, house to house, heart to heart. I want to talk about another approach this week. This approach deals with using community services, or what we call benevolence in the church, in order to create a contact at the door. So when you walk up to the door and you're going to use benevolence, first of all, you've got to understand that you can't use the word benevolence. They don't even know what that means. So on your house to house, heart to heart, you need to have the words free community services. This is important. If you use the word benevolence, most people skim through that. They don't even think about it. But if they see the phrase free community services, I promise they're going to contact you. That is a winner. They know what that is. Now, you got to couple your free community services with evangelism, or brethren, you're not using the biblical model. We're not a government agency. Okay, we're not there to just hand things out. We're there to cultivate a contact by using benevolence so that we can get them to be prospects and Bible studies. So when we come to the door, you know what my first rule is. We're going to have conversation. We're going to find something. We went to one door during the campaign recently. He had a Corvette in his garage. So I made that my centerpiece. I said, man, that's a nice Corvette you got. What year is that? That took me into a 5-minute conversation about cars. But that's what I needed. I was building a relationship. The longer your conversation goes, the greater degree of success you're going to have. So whether it be some patriotic symbol on their house, whether it be toys in the yard, whether it be flower beds, whatever it is, find something to have a conversation with them about before you bring them to the reason you're there. Now, after I do this, I'm going to look at it and say, oh, by the way, I said, we're a local church, and we're trying to reach out to our community and help people in need. Do you know anyone who may have a need? These are some of the services we're offering. Now, we've got a benevolent sheet, our community service sheet. We show them. It lists a lot of different things that we're willing to do. Now, this is yard work. This is mowing lawns, repairs, food, just need assistance in some way with a need of life. We've got those listed. Now, notice I didn't ask if you need it. That suggests maybe that they have some inability. That may suggest to them that, what do you think? There's something wrong with me? So I don't make it at them. I say, do you know somebody? That way it makes it indirect. Now, when I do that, they can include themselves. In fact, they may include themselves. They may say, oh yeah, I've got one of these needs. And we had people who needed trees cleared, brush cut, lawns mowed, help with rent. We found people that they had all sorts of needs, repairs in their house. And these individuals may know somebody. Oh yeah, across the street, that's an older fella right there. He really struggles. So we're making contact in the local community. We're going to get their first name, their last name, and address. Now, when you make contact, you got to have a contact card. Contact cards are very important, and you got to fill it out right. There's certain information that we must have, or this is a wasted visit. Got to have first name, got to have last name, got to have address, got to have some way to contact them, either an email or a phone number. We want to know who you are, what day you went, just basic information. So we use this to begin the process going down the evangelism model. The model's important. There's 6 steps, and you gotta take them in order. You can't skip them. Now, you may be all set up for Bible studies, which is step number 3. You may be ready for baptism, which is step number 4. And you might even have your new converts ministry in place, step number 5. But if you don't have step number 1, you're not going anywhere. And that's where a lot of our churches fail. So going to the door with a service sheet, free community services, is one of the tools we're using. We're getting a 30% success rate and higher. I'm going to talk more about our numbers as we move through these training lessons. But brethren, you can literally get hundreds of contacts within a few miles of your church building if you live in a populated place. We saw that in Carnes. We saw that at Covington. We saw that at Oak Hill at Rome. And we're looking forward to teaching you a little bit more about how to be successful reaching the lost in your neighborhood. Remember, evangelism doesn't start in India, doesn't start in Jamaica. It starts with your next door neighbor. and God bless.